When I was younger, I started playing instruments, started with the piano, and then I went into playing the oboe. But eventually, I sort of ended up making my own music, so I became a composer. This was a very long process, I think. It took a lot of exploration and realizing I don't like performing as much as I like sort of writing and composing music. A lot of the times, I think the stereotype is that we sit in a dark room and write notes in front of a piano. But I think the reality of being a composer is a lot more social than that. We actually meet a lot of different people. We go to festivals and we actually have to find different things that, reasons to make music for. And for me, I've sort of found opera and music theater to be something that inspires me a lot. It's a way to sort of meet artists from different fields and also to engage myself in society in a bigger context. Since I live in Finland and am from Norway, it has always been sort of a dream to put the different constellations of people together because I've met really great musicians and performers from both countries. And to sort of realize these possibilities of collaboration and making, some sort of synergy, it's important for me to think not only within each country, each milieu, but also thinking about how these different people with their different skill sets and possibilities can come together and create something fresh and brand new. Nara is basically about the ban on foot fighting in China in 1903. And the text it was written by Linda Gabrielsen, my longtime colleague and collaborator who has written many librettos and texts for me for my music. And I think we just decided one day that we would explore this theme since I have sort of roots of Cantonese parents from Hong Kong. And for me, it's always been a little bit fascinating to sort of see that this history hasn't really been put into theatrical context in the Nordics, since it's quite far away geographically. And also it's just something that's part of me that I've never really had a place to explore. So when Linda and I decided that, okay, we can look at her history and sort of choose something out of it, and the ban on foot binding, which seems very minor in the context of wars and the collapse of the Qing Empire and all that. It was very interesting to sort of putting that in context, I think. Together with Linda, my librettist collaborator, we have discussed or worked a lot on themes of motherhood and power and helplessness. And I think all of these things are reflected in Nara, since it's a lot about, inheriting an empire that is already lost in many ways. They're making reforms, making changes, sometimes come with reluctance, comes with helplessness and difficulties. At some point, I sort of gave up my agency giving creative input because as a composer, you write all the notes, you sort of agree with your team that these are the things that are going to happen, and then you just have to sort of let go and let the people who have the expertise to do their thing. It's sort of a scary process sometimes because you have to let go of sort of a creative control, but it's also incredibly rewarding because you really see how these incredible minds in the creative team really take your thoughts and your concept and your idea and really run with it. Trust is really important in opera making, in my opinion, because one cannot do absolutely everything oneself. So when I ask someone to join a creative team, it's already sort of a contract saying you get to do as you see fit in this piece. And we all trust that, however, whenever you will deliver the vision that you also bring in to the table. I think when one creates such a big work with so many people, you feel a little bit more responsibility for not only the audience and the festival, but also for each other. So that part makes me nervous. The most important aspect that I sort of looked very forward to was there was the language aspect. The opera is in Norwegian, but it has moments of Cantonese and moments of Mandarin. So this idea of different languages meeting in a music theater space, which is a very unconventional constellation, is something I'm extremely excited for, because it reflects also on me as personally for my identity. And this sort of work hasn't quite yet existed. So I'm just very happy that I can bring these ideas, elements together. We are very lucky. We have gotten a lot of support from different parts of the Nordic arts milieu. And support really just means for us not only just financial support, but of course it's also about feeling the trust that a new piece will happen and that it will be part of the repertoire in the future. And having that trust from society at large is really important for us. I think the most special thing about music is, I remember when I worked on a similar project last year, a really big setup in this music theater as well. Someone described music as the nervous system of a performance, because the music decides time and how things flow in a theater performance in many ways, especially when it's opera. It's based purely on sort of the composer's sensibility and how time flows. So in that sense, I think it's the invisible nervous system of a work in many ways.